I know. There's going to be a misery parting of sorrows. We're going to have the misery parting of many sorrows. What are we going to do when we can't just hibernate right next to the truckers and know that they have a beautiful, spoiled day to an extent they'll never understand? And it feels great to know they have that much spoiled. Oh, well. Gotta go, you gotta go. It's hot. When it gets hot, it's too hot. You just gotta migrate and keep going. Some god was like, you need to put an extra large fitted sheet in your car. You gotta get a sheet that's extra large, because an extra large sheet will hide you more and hide everything more. And I was like, no. You gotta have the great, powerful chonies. My daddy, or when I was pretending to be a daughter, I had a daddy. And he's a very massive, very old, great God. And he always taught me, I always wanted to tell Jesus to have his chonies everywhere. And I was like, why? Well, girls get the biggest thrills. Everybody gets the greatest of his powers, because it's holding his jewels and junk. So see, I learned the power of the pea and more from Jesus. And I learned things like the magical, powerful chonies from my daddy, a great old God. And that God was trying to help girls. That God was trying to help girls get their little thrills and not offend Mary Magdalene. Didn't work though. Jesus was such a good little boy back then. He wasn't going for it. You know. But he was a sweetie pie. I think this thing is empty. Because nothing goes in and nothing comes out. But it's really fun. Oh man, I just caught. There's nothing. Enough to make your throat itch. But so I wouldn't want to totally hide in the car, because what if the magical, powerful chonies bring us more power of God miracles? You never know. So I don't want to cover everything with a sheet, because if you cover it with a sheet, how much does it diminish the power of God? Well, I don't know, but if I had cancer, I'd want everybody to do whatever helps my cancer the most. So that's what I do. That little bag has everything that I have in it. So, I don't know if it matters that your private life could have that powerful of an effect. But what if your private, like your favorite thing, could bring bigger miracles because you always have it near you or something? So, I mean, I guess the most magical chonies probably would have been the chonies he's wearing. So then, I don't know, that gets weird like everything. And I guess they'd have to figure it out, but nobody ever did it. I decided instead that I would leave the sheet so that some of the sheet doesn't cover the inside of the car. So that if they needed my powers on the outside of the car, my powers would still hit every aspect of the car. Plus, my personal private items would hit the whole reality of the car. Now, I bleach them all the time, but I don't know. I don't quite get how the power of God works totally. But when you work a miracle, you don't really care how you got there. I'll just tell the truth. I whip out anything I can think of, because the miracle was all that mattered. And I don't really know what was the most successful thing. I just do one of everything because I just want the miracle. Because I know people don't want to suffer or be sick. I don't know what really has the best effect. So better just keep doing everything I'm willing to do because people are getting miracles. So I'll just keep doing that. But the other day, somebody mentioned going back to work when you haven't worked in a while. Nah, I bet it's like riding a bike. I love sales because I just love to talk to people. And I know people will love you or hate you. So, like, that's just sales. When you walk into sales, they either want to buy something or they don't. They either want you to explain but not push them into buying. Or, like, people have their mentality. That's why I don't care to jump back into sales. I always really loved sales. And it's a really easy thing for me. Because, like, people know how they think or feel the whole time. So then you just go in and do your best. And that's pretty much sales. Now, will the United States and Dubai try to find whatever companies or people want to murder or rape with them or be disgusting or abusive to the death of God with them? Yeah, 9 times out of 10, that's all they want to do. 9 times out of 10, they want to take over the companies, take over every appointment or everywhere I go and turn it into whatever sickening things they want or whatever they want to be doing. Until they put like 2 or 3 good people and then a bunch of disgusting setup shit and tell people how unstable I am. But they're getting busted left and right. So a lot of gods that are worth something are helping everyone to check everybody's brain and find out most of them are gross and want to abuse my death and existence and, do what the United States and Dubai want. So a lot of experts are finding out that people are just really sickening down here. And the United States and Dubai can get them to do just about anything. So, like, that just is what it is. You have to kill your way out of things like that. But, and look at today. I was just working at a stupid job. Walmart Spark app job. And gods were talking about how the United States and Dubai are making sure that when I go to deliver groceries, it's delivering groceries to something sick or disgusting or unthinkable against me. To enjoy that they know how much they're degrading my death until the last second they finally have to die enough that they can't rape, murder, or degrade, or steal, or inflict poverty or anything else anymore. So, like, it's just life. Like, that stuff, you just have to keep fighting until it's all dead and gone. And you just have to persevere, just keep fighting until it's all dead and gone. You just keep going to court, putting unlimited things in their souls, and you just keep fighting on until they're dead and gone. And there's nothing else, there's nothing else you can do about those things. So, I mean, if they're gonna do that every job, everywhere you go anyway, I like sales. And if they're going to be gross weirdos with the United States, I'll just leave before they can think about rape and murder and too many gross things and make me seem unstable or weird or crazy by screaming and yelling and not wanting to be in that environment. Or talking weird and creepy because I'm talking right to what they're thinking, but only they and I would know what I'm saying and why. So I will just be a happy salesperson going in for the sale. And if they start thinking about murdering children, murdering dogs, shit the United States and Dubai tell them to sit and think in their brain because they know how much it makes my death sick and grossed out. And it makes every god so grossed out that they can't fucking work at the job or stomach anything without being able to kill everybody for all their crimes. We'll just leave. When you love sales, you can just say, you know what, your brain's not right. I'll just leave my business card. And you know what? I forgot I have something really important I needed to go grab. And I appreciate this appointment. But I'm magically not going to stay here. And the second you wanted to think about murder, rape, and fun things with your United States and Dubai, every god was going to go to court anyway. All I need to do is give you that business card and walk out and just never look back. And that way I will just go on sales appointments with good, normal people that just want to listen to your little spiel and pitch. And they make their decisions or not. I was never a salesperson that would make people feel forced into anything, because like then nobody like is happy. And why do that? I want to sell something I can put the power of God in. I want them to make a sale with me so they get more power of God in their businesses, in their lives, to make things better. I want to be the power of God that blesses their life and their future and their existence and whatever product or thing they buy from me. I don't have any desire to be something in a bad way. But I understand they're just murder happy sickos. They're not gonna stop until they're so dead they can't commit crime. Well, okay, then so be it. That will be done. But it doesn't have to ruin my job. I can just say, you know what, gods, you don't even have to do like the Walmart Spark and tell me to stop working, because you know they're all in on it doing something gross and premeditatedly sickening and disgusting. In sales, I'll just walk out when you can tell they're just gross weirdos that couldn't wait for you to walk in to just be happy they've raped and murdered and pillaged everything about heavens and more, and are just the most sickening, disgusting criminals ever known. Just leave a business card, walk out. And suddenly I always have some other place I needed to be. There's always a way. When you drive for Lyft, they're stuck in the car. And you have to decide whether to hit the brakes and say, I'm not going to listen to your brain talk about murdering children. And I know that you know that I know what you're thinking. That's why you're laughing and acting so gross and weird when it doesn't fit into this situation. But in sales, you can just leave a card and end the appointment and leave. That way you don't have to live in excessive, abusive, sickening situations. The United States and Dubai love when I'm just stuck in murder, rape, disgusting abuse, sickening poverty. Like they just are a tyranny that won't get away from anything or get off of anything and just destroy everything like it's nothing. But like I said, you have to kill your way out. You got to keep the right mentality, man, and persevere. And you have to kill your way out. There isn't another option. When people become too out of control, killing your way out is all there is. So you get up and do it and become it and be it, live it, orchestrate it, carry it out, and be God again. So I'm going to be trying to get this sales job. But merchandising is still fun. It's fun to be a merchandiser. A merchandiser really is a fun job. You put the little price tags on. You put the products that match with the price tags, and it looks so pretty when you're done. When you're done setting up the shelves and all the products and all the price tags, it looks so pretty when it's all done and pretty and set up. But it's work, but it's fun. As long as it's not too much stressful, the management is not too abusive or something, then that's a pretty decent job. So I'm going to try to use my powers and just make sure it's not some manager that loves to rape and murder all day with the United States or something overly disgusting and sickening. Make sure it's a basic manager I'd have and a basically good company. And then, you might run into bad or gross people that the United States and Dubai can find to abuse my death because I'm stuck making a shelf or something. But I guess I'd have to just quit the job or tell the management that the store is abusively gross. But they always think about murdering dogs with the United States or something in their brain, and they won't admit anything out of their mouth. Okay, I gotta talk to the gods about that job. I will need to talk to gods about that job. With that job, they might have to help me, like on Walmart Spark, because if I'm doing shelves as a merchandiser, I'd be stuck in a store location. And if the United States and Dubai had murdered with anybody in that store, they'd sit and abuse me for the 1 hour or whatever that I'm stuck in that store, and enjoy that I'm stuck at the mercy of whatever they dish out. And I would kill them until they exploded in the store, because I'm not gonna. Well, you don't want to know, but I aggressively attack everything that ever gets near me to any extent anymore. I just want to be safe and free. So when the management gets too aggressive, I would explode their soul, and it would look horrifying in their human body existence. Okay, when it comes to merchandising, I'm going to have to talk to these gods and make sure it's a good company that deserves the power of God in good ways. And between me and the gods, we could avoid all abusive or bad, sickening things, no matter what the United States and Dubai plan or plot. I think the sales job. See, now that we're talking about this out loud, I think the sales job is the winner. The sales job is the winner. You're not stuck at the mercy of anything. You can easily just end the appointment and leave. The sales job. I might try harder to find companies that are mine, all mine, so I can rock and roll with my powers in their company. And sales, because you can leave when they get too disgusting or weird or sicko in their brain. See, this is why I love to be able to leave these videos. See, this is why I don't care when my husbands are sad and I have to talk a lot or overdo spoiling them. I don't really care when children of God are like, why haven't you made a video? Because children of God and my husbands are so loving to me. They let me make all these videos to get it out and talk about it. And it helps us to find solutions. This is a very good solution. And now I'm realizing what jobs I really should focus on trying to get the most. See? Yeah, I don't know if I ever want to have one place to sleep. I don't know if I want to sleep in one place anymore. I want a traveling job where I had traveling jobs where you go to hotel rooms. So it's a traveling sales job and you go from hotel room to hotel room. I really liked it because with the power of God, I could be a blessing with the power of God to so many cities and areas all the time and still just go to work for a living. It's so much smarter. Yeah, I think I'm going to work harder on all those categories. Having the children of God and husbands around makes all the difference.